Welcome back, everybody. This is Dan for Dan's Racing and Simulations. Thanks so much for joining in with me on today's video. Got a little short one here, but we're finally back. We are officially done with our holiday stuff. We're done with gifts. We're done with visiting with family, which was a lot of fun. Had a great time this year. We always do. Holidays are pretty awesome because we get to visit with some family members that kind of live far away. We don't see them too often, so that's pretty cool. I also want to take a second to say that I hope that all of you out there got all your new sim racing goodies that you asked for, whether it's computer parts or racing gear, whatever it may be. Hopefully you're getting to use that right now. Maybe you have a couple more days off of work where you can test out all those good products you got, and hopefully you're sim racing or gaming or whatever right now. Because overall, we had a great holiday, and I always wish that you guys have great holidays, and hopefully everything went well for you as well. Now, with all that said, we had a great holiday. However, we did have one major hiccup. And if you saw the thumbnail, and obviously you saw the title of this video, officially, after well over 2 years of use, my Thrustmaster TX wheel finally kicked the bucket and is officially, from what I can tell, dead. So, here is my Thrustmaster wheel. This is the one that I was currently playing with last week. I was currently playing with it all the way up until yesterday. And you guys typically know it as looking like this here. But obviously when it stopped working, I am well past my warranty. There's no longer any way for me to send it back to them to get it finished or fixed, so I decided to try to take it apart and see what was wrong with it myself. Which is actually a pretty easy task, but I don't recommend anybody doing that if you still have a warranty on your wheel. Obviously, if you take it apart, they're not going to replace it. But after doing some research and messing around with stuff, all of this still looks very mechanically sound. Everything is where it should be. Nothing's broken or fallen apart, and nothing makes weird noises. So I'm thinking it's something electronic that doesn't work. And after a bit of research, there's a little sensor on here that controls the actual motor. This mechanism here is the motor that actually powers the wheel. And what they say is this sensor goes bad. And when that sensor goes bad, it kind of makes the wheel go crazy. So for a moment, I considered ordering a new sensor, because you can, they're not that expensive, and replacing it, and hopefully that would make the wheel work back right. But I can't guarantee that that's what's wrong with it. This is just not my area of expertise. I know how to use these when they're working properly, but the electronics and stuff is not really my area of expertise, so I'm not sure that I could fix it. Plus, at some point in time, I was going to replace this wheel with a stronger force feedback wheel. It wasn't going to be right now. It definitely was not in the budget, but after doing a little research, I realized that the Thrustmaster TS PC Racer is actually on sale right now on Amazon for $100 less than what it normally runs. Typically it's $499, and right now it is on sale for $399. So I quickly made a decision to go ahead, and even though we don't have it in the budget right now, I went ahead and picked one up, and I had it. I'm having it overnighted, or one-day shipping. So officially, we have got a new wheel coming. It is a Thrustmaster TS PC Racer. It's only compatible with the PC, and it comes with one wheel, a GT style wheel, which I was missing. I needed a wheel that was shaped like a GT wheel, because I do a lot of GT racing, and when you race with an oval or a round wheel with the GT cars in virtual reality, it's kind of weird to be looking at a steering wheel that doesn't have a top and a bottom, but you have a top and a bottom in your hand. If you've done virtual reality racing, you'll probably understand what I'm saying. So anyways, that's exciting news, even though we really didn't want to pay the money for it. This one kind of kicked the bucket, and we had to. The reason why I went back with Thrustmaster products, you may be asking, why did you go back with a Thrustmaster product if this one broke? I got two very good, 2.5 very solid years out of this wheel with no issues. And I beat the crap out of it. I was not easy with it. I was rough with it. I was just moving things around in here, just not being very gentle, I guess is the word you could say. And this honestly lasted longer than I think it should have with the way that I use it. And that's just the honest truth. So even though this one has stopped working, I think it's just a minor electronic thing that can be repaired if I want to repair it. So I still have very good belief in Thrustmaster products. I mean, this is the first issue I've had, and I mean, things break. This is a piece of plastic. You know, it's a piece of plastic with a bunch of electronics that I used a lot, and eventually things break. Would I have loved to go with a Fanatic setup this time? Sure. The thing is, though, I would have to drop like $1,200 minimum to replace everything I've already got in the Thrustmaster product line with the rims I have, pedals I have, the shifter I have. I would have to be spending a significant amount of money when it just made more financial sense for me just to replace the base and get a little bit better base, which is the TSPC Racer. So I'm very excited about that because I really wanted to get that base anyways. That was the one I was leaning towards at some point in time. I just thought it would be probably a little bit further out in 2018, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and get it in here and we'll get started with it right away this year for some great content. So that, I can't remember if I mentioned this, but that should be here tomorrow. So I'm going to do some unboxings. I'm going to do my first looks. I'm definitely going to do a review. And then at some time way down the road, I'll do a long-term review as well. And also I'll do a comparison between this wheel, because I've had 2.5 years or so, probably even more than that, of experience using this TX wheel, and I'm sure there are a lot of people that currently have the TX wheel that want to know how much better the TSPC Racer is, and I want to do a video on that. So I think that's all I wanted to mention here in this video, guys. If you're wondering why I have this open, this is what it looks like on the inside of a TX wheel. I know a lot of you probably have your TX, and it looks like this. And you're wondering what inside here makes it work. And if you have a warranty, I do not recommend taking it apart, because if something happens to it, they will not fix it if you take it apart. But you can see here, I'll just give you a quick overview while I have this apart on camera here, guys. This right here is actually the Connect sensor, which I have never used. Even when I use this on Xbox, it's just a Connect sensor. I'm not even sure what you would do that with, or what you would use that with. This is going to be the motor. That's the mechanical electric motor. There's your pulley and your drive system there. And the reason why they use a pulley and a drive system is because it allows a smaller engine or a smaller motor to do more work. The downside of that, this is kind of like similar to, and I'm getting off on a tangent here, but I want to explain this while I have this open. You have a motor, you're able to use a smaller motor with a pulley system. This is similar to the way that a bicycle works with a chain and a sprocket. You are able to pedal easily, but it produces a lot of work at the rear tire, which moves you along down the sidewalk or down the street. This is a similar concept that Thrustmaster uses in their wheels. And any wheel that is not a direct drive wheel, this is the way it works. You've got a small motor connected to a pulley system. That pulley system allows it to generate more energy here, where the wheel is actually spinning by a smaller engine, or a smaller motor. I don't know why I keep calling that an engine. Sorry about that. And then this is the small fan. This is a very, very small fan, but that's the fan that you hear turning on that cools the product. And then you've just got a lot of other electric wires and connections and electrical boards and stuff in there. And it's just, this is an electronic with a plastic base. That's all it is. So thought I would show that really quick while I had it open. So if you have one, just watch this video. Don't go tearing your own wheel apart to check out what it is, because that's silly. But again, guys, I'm going to end this one here. The wheel will be here tomorrow, so within the next couple of days, we will have some more videos coming. I think what I've wanted to do for a while is, I obviously, like most of us, came from racing with a controller. So I've always wanted to test out, could I go back now and use a controller on a game like iRacing and be competitive after I have spent all this time with a wheel? Now, I will have my new wheel tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll have time to get it hooked up. It may take me a couple of days, so I may do a video. Let me know in the comments down below. This is my cardinal rule. I'm against this. I hate when people use controllers, especially in iRacing. But just for sake of seeing if I could even do it, I may do an experiment and do a video and run one Mazda Cup race with the controller to see if I can be competitive. No assist, just a controller, no gas or brake pedal, everything on the controller. Let me know if that's something you guys may be interested in seeing, because I may do that tomorrow while I'm waiting for the wheel to show up. Be an interesting video, and I'm really curious to know whether or not I can actually do that. It's been years since I've used a controller like that, so whether or not I can be competitive is really probably out the window, but I'd love to give it a try. So, trying to think, I guess that's it, guys. And again, I just want to say I hope that you got a bunch of awesome stuff for sim racing for Christmas, and hopefully you're using it. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hate that my wheel broke. I hate that I had to buy a new one, but I think in the long run it's going to be better for the channel anyways. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching as always, and I will talk to you in the next video.